Hello everybody, this is Talkative Carl back again for another unboxing, and I just finished my chaotic unboxing, TCG unboxing for Zenith of the Hive, Silent Sands, Dawn of Param, so you can check that out on the channel. Follow the links in the description. If you want to follow me on my various channels, YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, Twitter, and so yeah, it's just gonna be two unboxings for two particular Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. We'll be unboxing Silent Strike and Maximum Gold. Really excited for this one. We'll leave that for last. So, like the last TCG unboxing, I have to move the camera so that way you can get to see me unboxing these. So bear with me for a second. Move my phone out the way. I'll just put it right here. Okay. Silent Strike. Let's get this show on the road. Opening up a whole lot smoother than the chaotic one. Okay. Okay. First things first, we have Cybernetic Chimera. Okay, 800 attack, 2100 defense. Let's see what it says here. The card text reads, you can discard one spell or trap card, add one Powerbomb from your deck to your hand. You can only use dragon or machine cyber monsters as fusion materials this turn. Also, when you fusion summon this turn, you can also banish monsters from your graveyard as material. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send one Cybernetic monster from your deck to the graveyard, with a different name from the cards in your graveyard. You can only use each effect of Cybernetic Chimera once per turn. Got Cybernetic Realm, continuous spell card. Nice little, graphics here. When this card is activated, you can add one Cybernetic monster from your deck to your hand with a different name from the cards in your graveyard. During your main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one Cybernetic monster. You can only use the previous effect of Cybernetic Realm once per turn. If you equipped a monster from your graveyard by the effect of a Cybernetic monster that activated when it was normal or special summon, you can equip from your opponent's graveyard instead. You can only activate one Cybernetic Realm per turn. So a lot of text here. It's like a whole freaking paragraph. Nice. I love Zane's deck. Zane's deck is like, right up there so far as like my favorite with like Seto Kaibas. But that Cybernetic is no joke. I love the Cyber Dragon type deck. I love playing those decks. Especially when if you watch me play Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist on my YouTube channel, or at least on my twitch.tv/Talkative you can find me playing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of Duelist. Soon I will be playing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel whenever that comes out, because it doesn't look like it's coming out this month, possibly January. Cyber End Dragon. Requires a fusion summon between 3 Cyber Dragons. A fusion summon of this card can only be done with the above fusion materials. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. I'll give you another look at this. 4,000 attack, 2,800 defense. Very powerful. It's easily like one of my favorite cards. I just love the look of Cyber End Dragon. Cyber Dark End Dragon. As the picture directly on the box. 5,000 attack and 3,800 defense. Requires Cyber Dark Dragon and Cyber End Dragon. Must either fusion summon or special summon by attributing one level 10 or lower Cyber Dark fusion monster equipped with Cyber End Dragon, unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. Once per turn, you can equip one monster from your either graveyard to this card. This card gains attack This card can attack a number of times each battle up to the number of equipped cards equipped to it. Very powerful. Okay, now we got a nice little holographic with name and picture. Cybernetic Horizon. Another long paragraph. You get a closer look at this. This card is always treated as a Cyber Dark card. Send 2 dragon and or machine cyber monsters with different attributes to the graveyard, 1 each from your hand and deck. Add 1 dragon or machine cyber monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send 1 machine cyber fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 Cybernetic Horizon per turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this card, except machine monsters. Yeah, it's like a heck of like long paragraphs with some of these cards. Cyber Dragon Hertz. Nice little new Cyber Dragon. Attack and defense 100. And closer look at this before I read the text, because it's a pretty long one too. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. You can only use one of the following effects of Cyber Dragon Hertz per turn, and only once that turn. 1. If this card is special summoned, you can make this card's level become 5 until the end of this turn. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except machine monsters. If this and number 2, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 other Cyber Dragon from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Fusion Deployment. Reveal 1 fusion monster in your extra deck and special summon from your hand or deck 1 of the fusion materials whose name is specifically listed on that card. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except fusion monsters the turn you activate this card. You can only activate 1 fusion deployment per turn. Infinite Impermanence. Is that Xyz Cyber Dragon card. It's on the picture. Nice little hollow. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Negate its effects until the end of this turn. Then, if this card was set before activation and is on the field at resolution, for the rest of this turn, all other spell and trap cards, trap effects is in this column are negated. If you control no other cards, you can activate this card from your hand. Nice. Attachment Cybern. 1600 attack, 800 defense. You can target 1 dragon or machine cyber monster you control. Equip this card from your hand or field to it. While this card is an equipped card, the equipped monster gains 600 attack. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can target 1 other dragon or machine cyber monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use this effect of Attachment Cybern once per turn. Of course, you got Cyber Dragon, 2100 attack, 1600 defense. If only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Cyber Dragon Zoe, or Zui, 1500 attack, 1000 defense. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can reveal one spell in your hand. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon until the end phase. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 300 attack during the damage step only. Cyber Dragon's Dre, 1800 attack, 800 defense. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. When this card is normal summon, you can make all Cyber Dragon you can currently control become level 5. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect, except machine monsters. If this card is banished, you can target one Cyber Dragon you control. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. Cyber Dragon Veer, 1100 attack, 1600 defense. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. If you normal or special summon Cyber Dragon except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. You can only use this effect of Cyber Dragon Veer once per turn. Each Cyber Dragon you control gains 500 attack and defense. Cyber Dragon Naster. Very new cards here. 200 attack, 200 defense. It's a long paragraph. Let me get a closer look here. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. You can discard one other monster, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target one machine monster with 2100 attack or defense in your graveyard, special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except for machine monsters. You can only use each effect of Cyber Dragon Naster once per turn. Cyber Dragon Core, 400 attack and 1500 defense. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. If this card is normal summon, add one Cyber spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. If only your opponent controls a monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Special summon one Cyber Dragon monster from your deck. You can only use one Cyber Dragon Core effect once per turn, and only once that turn. Cyber Pharaohs. Cool artwork. 0 attack, 2100 defense. Okay, another long paragraph. You can special summon this card from your hand by tributing one machine monster. Once per turn during your main phase, you can fusion summon one machine fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand and or field as material. When a fusion monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Powerbomb from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. So, very easy access to fusion summon your Cyber Dragons. Cyber Valley, 0 attack and defense. When this card is targeted for an attack, you can banish this card, draw one card, then end the battle phase. Second effect, you can target one face-up monster you control. In this card, banish both targets, then draw 2 cards. Third effect, you can target one card in your graveyard, banish this card and one card from your hand, then place that target on the top of your deck. Cyber Phoenix, 1200 attack, 1600 defense. While this card is in attack position, negate any spell or trap cards that target one machine monster you control, and no other cards. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can draw one card. Very useful for keeping, certain attacks or spell cards at bay by the opponent. Cyberdark Horn, 1800 attack and defense. If this card is normal summon, target one level 3 or lower dragon monster in your graveyard. Equip that dragon monster to this card. Gains attack equal to the original attack of that monster equipped to it by this effect. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. If this card will be destroyed by battle, destroy the equipped monster instead. Cyberdark Edge, pretty much similar, except its unique effect. This card can attack directly. If it does, using this effect, its attack is halved during damage calculation only. Cyberdark Kill, similar effect, but its unique effect. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict 300 damage to your opponent. Cyberdark Cannon, this is new. 1600 attack, 800 defense, a dragon type. This makes it easier for people, because when I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, I had to include in my Zane deck a few low-level dragon types into the deck, so that way when I use Cyberdark Keel or Horn, I can easily get some use the effects properly. But this, I wish that was like a massive update for Legacy of the Duelist a long time ago. But I'm pretty sure during Master Duel we'll get like a proper Zane deck with cards like these, where it's still considered it's a part of the cyber theme, but in the typing it's a dragon. So I can use Cyberdark Horn and equip this and make that card very powerful. Okay. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can draw one card. You can only use each of the following effects of Cyberdark Cannon once per turn. Effect 1, you can discard this card, add one machine Cyberdark monster from your deck to your hand. Effect 2, during damage calculation, if a monster equipped to this card battles, you can send one monster from your deck to the graveyard. Cyberdark Claw, 1600 attack, 800 defense. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can target one Cyberdark monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. You can discard this card, add one Cyberdark spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. Second effect, during damage calculation, if a monster equipped with this card battles, you can send one monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. Don't think I'll ever use the secondary effect. Ling Ling, 1500 attack, 0 defense, Dragon Union effect. Okay, once per turn, you can either target one face-up monster you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip it, this card, and special summon it. The original attack of a monster equipped with this card becomes 1000. It can make a second attack during each battle phase. Also, if the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. Don't think I'll ever use this one ever. Oh, we got a kaiju card. Jizukiru, the star-destroying kaiju. I forgot what this card is based off of during the within the lore of the kaiju monsters like Godzilla and King Kong. I forgot what this one's based off of. It's not a Ghidorah, I know that much. Maybe the Cyber Ghidorah. But 3,300 attack, 2,600 defense. Let me get a closer look. You can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field in attack position by attributing one monster they control. If your opponent controls a kaiju monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in attack position. You can only control one kaiju monster. When a card or effect is activated that targets one card and no other cards, quick effect, you can remove 3 kaiju counters from anywhere on the field, negate the effect, and if you do, you can destroy one card on the field. And this is, good for our kaiju deck. I did a video for Legacy of the Duelist gameplay. Utilizing a kaiju deck. It's very, heavily reliant on, applying, supplying your opponent with a kaiju, one of your kaiju monsters. So that way, 2 kaiju monsters on yours, 1 kaiju monster on your side of the field, and 1 on their side of the field can do battle, and 1 beats out the other. But, I don't see myself making an actual kaiju deck, but it's nice to have one. It would be nice to have the Godzilla one. I don't think they have like a King Kong version though. That's weird. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't think there's a King Kong kaiju monster. Okay, Gizmic Orochi, the Ciprotron Sky Slasher. Okay, that's a long name, and this is like a very unique card. Get a closer look here. Very unique design. 2,450 attack and defense. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can banish 8 cards from the top of your deck face down. Special summon this card. You can banish 3 cards from your extra deck face down, then target 1 face-up monster on the field. Destroy it. You can only use this effect once per turn, and only that turn. Don't think I ever will use this in a deck ever. Got a very old school card, Gale Dogra, 650 attack, 600 defense, insect type. You can pay 3,000 life points. Send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. Very unique, specific type of deck that will probably allow that to be beneficial. Cyber Eternal. Get a close look. Target 1 machine cyber fusion monster in your graveyard. Return it to the extra deck or special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. If a machine cyber fusion monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. You can only use each effect of Cyber Eternal once per turn. Cyber Repair Unit. If a Cyber Dragon is in your graveyard, you can activate one of these effects. If you have 3 or more Cyber Dragon in your graveyard at this card's activation, you can activate both effects and resolve in sequence. You can only activate 1 Cyber Repair Unit per turn. Effect 1, add 1 Light Machine monster from your deck to the hand. Effect 2, target 1 Light Machine monster in your graveyard, shuffle that target into your deck. Cyber Emergency. Add 1 Light Machine monster that cannot be normal summoned, set, or 1 Cyber Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. If this activation of this card in its owner's possession was negated by your opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can discard one card, add this card to your hand. You can only activate one Cyber Emergency per turn. Cyber Load Fusion Quick Effect. Fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck that lists a Cyber Dragon monster as material by shuffling the fusion materials listed on it into the deck from among your cards on the field and/or face-up banished cards. But monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn except that fusion summon monster. You can only activate one Cyber Load Fusion per turn. Man, the Cyber Dragon deck is like, the archetype is like insane. Cyber Dark Impact. Fusion summon one Cyber Dark Dragon from your extra deck by shuffling one of each Cyber Dark Horn, Edge, and Keel from your hand, field, or graveyard into the deck as fusion material. Equip card, Cyber Dark Inferno. It's a long text here. Cyber Dark effect monsters you control that are equipped with an equip card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target them with card effects. You can target one Cyber Dark monster you control, return it to the hand, then immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon one Cyber Dark monster. You can only use this effect of Cyber Dark Inferno once per turn. If this card in its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can add one polymerization spell or fusion spell from your deck to your hand. Okay. This is the Big Daddy one. This is my favorite fusion card ever. Future Fusion. Continuous spell card. During your first standby phase, after this card's activation, show one fusion monster in your extra deck and send the fusion materials listed on it from your main deck to the graveyard. During your second standby phase, after this card's activation, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck with the same name as the monster you showed, and target with this card. When this card leaves the field, destroy the target. When that target is destroyed, destroy this fusion card. Fusion Tag. Target one monster you control, reveal one fusion monster in your extra deck, and if you do, that target monster's name can be treated as the revealed fusion monsters and used for a fusion summon of this this turn. Machine Duplication. Target one machine monster you control with 500 attack or less. Special summon up to two monsters from your deck with the same name as the face-up monster. Limiter Removal. Double the attack of all machine monsters you currently control until the end of this turn. During the end phase of this turn, destroy those monsters. Okay, Cyber Dark Invasion. Continuous trap card. Once per turn, you can activate one of these effects. Target one Cyber Dark effect monster you control, equip one dragon or machine monster from either graveyard to it as an equipped spell card, and gives it 1000 attack. Secondary effect, send one equipped card you control equipped to a machine monster to the graveyard. Destroy one card your opponent controls. You can only use each effect once per turn. Cybernetic Revolution. Tribute one Cyber Dragon, special summon one fusion monster from your extra deck that has a Cyber Dragon monster as material, but it cannot attack directly, and it's destroyed during the end phase of the rest of the next turn. You can only activate one Cybernetic Revolution per turn. Power Wall. During damage calculation, when you would take battle damage from an opponent's attacking monster, send one card from the top of your deck to the graveyard. For every 500 damage roundup you would take instead. Very unique. I mean, it's only in like past couple of years at most this card actually became an actual card. Call of the Haunted. Very old school card. Activate this card by targeting one monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target in attack position. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster, and destroy that monster if this and destroy this card if that monster leaves the field. Paleozoic Canadia. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Change it to face-down defense position once per chain when a trap card is activated while this card is in your graveyard. You can special summon this card in as a normal monster. Aqua Water level 2 attack and attack 1200, 0 defense. This card is not treated as a trap. If summoned this way, this card is unaffected by monster effects. Also banish it when it leaves the field. Nice little added defense at least. Cybernetic Overflow. Banish cyber dragons with different levels from your hand, face-up field, and or graveyard, then destroy an equal number of cards your opponent controls. If this card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, add one cyber spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Cybernetic Overflow once per turn. Cybertech Overdragon. Unknown attack and defense. Requires Cyber Dragon plus one or more machine monsters. Must be fusion summoned. If this card is fusion summoned, send all other cards you control to the graveyard. The original attack and defense of this card each become equal to the number of fusion materials used for its fusion summon times 800. This card can attack your opponent's monsters a number of times each battle phase, up to the number of fusion materials used for its fusion summon. Cyber Darkness Dragon. 2000 attack and defense. Requires 5 Cyber Dark effect monsters. If this card is special summoned, you can equip one dragon or machine type monster from your graveyard to this card. Gains attack equal to the original attack of the monster equipped to it by this effect. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can send one equipped card you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. The Cyber Dark cards are like insane. Cyber Dark Dragon. 1000 attack and defense. Requires Cyber Dark Horn edge, and keel. I think I already read this one. I already went over this one. Powerbomb, one of the best fusion cards, but has a very big drawback. Fusion summon one machine fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material, and it gains attack equal to its original attack. During the end phase of the turn this card is activated, you take damage equal to the amount of attack gained from this effect at the time of the summon. So, if the original attack of the fusion monster is 4,000, you take 4,000 damage immediately. Oh, he's not immediately, but as soon as the turn ends. But there's like, a few cards that's in the Cyber Dragon archetype that can easily negate that negative effect. Overload Fusion. Fusion summon one dark machine fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your field or graveyard. And that is it for at least the Cyber Strike. Whew. Get this put up. Now it's time for Maximum Gold El Dorado. Ouch. I really like this box. I might definitely keep this Maximum Gold box. I really like the way this looks. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely keep the El Dorado box. That looks too good. Okay, so there's only 4 packages here. Let's see what we got here. I might get El Dorado another time too, because it's like, there's like a bigger box that has like a lot more cards inside. At some point in the future, not right away. Might have to get cards every once in a blue moon. Okay, here we go. We got Prank Kids Dropsies. 1,000 attack and defense. Aqua type. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for the fusion or link summon of a Prank Kids monster, you gain 1,000 life points. Then you can special summon one Prank Kids monster from your hand or deck in defense position, except Prank Kids Dropsies. You can only use this effect once per turn. Okay. Hold on, nice little link monster. Salaman Great Almirage. I like this design. It definitely brights up the camera, doesn't it? Okay, shoot. Okay, 0 attack, just 1 link, Cyber's deck, Cyber's type, requires 1 normal summon monster with 1,000 or less attack. You can tribute this card, then target one monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects this turn. When a normal summon monster you control is destroyed by battle while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. Oh, nice little hollow name. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. I get a closer look on this. This is like a huge. I wish we see like Jack Atlas use this card. Maybe he did. I just can't remember him ever using this. Not even in Arc 5. 4,000 attack, 3,500 defense. Oh, this is like a long text. Requires 2 tuners and 1 non-tuner Dark Dragon Synchro monster. When this card is synchro summoned, you can activate this effect. For the rest of this turn, your opponent cannot activate cards. Also, cards your opponent controls cannot activate their effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's activations, or this effect's activation. If this card destroys a monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. If this card is in its owner's possession, is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can target one level 8 or lower Dark Dragon Synchro monster in your graveyard, special summon it. It's a long little text. I think as I saw in like Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush dual video game and the gameplay of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel so far, like demos and stuff, they made sure they like simplify the text, because it has been in the past couple of years been crazy with like the excessive paragraph long text that people have to read, and they're doing a little bit better with, I think Konami still distributing the cards, but it's doing a whole lot better with simplifying the flavor text so we can get the gist of what these cards are supposed to do. Oh, nice little gold borders and name. The Weather Painter Snow. Nice. I definitely need to take care of this stuff. These kind of things will be worth something in the future. Oh, this the gold plated stuff, which obviously maximum gold El Dorado. Okay, 0 attack, 2200 defense, fairy type. When this card is normal summoned, you can place the weather spell or trap card from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone. You can only use this effect of the Weather Painter Snow once per turn. Once per turn during the standby phase of the turn active, this card was banished from the field to activate the weather card's effect. You can special summon this banished card. Give another look at it. Another gold border. Soul Eating Oviraptor. Dinosaur type, 1800 attack, 500 defense. If this card is normal or special summon, you can take one dinosaur monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. You can target one other level 4 or lower dinosaur monster in your graveyard. On the field, destroy it, then special summon one dinosaur monster from your graveyard in defense position. You can only use this effect once per turn. Okay. Got the Weather Rainbowed Canvas. I think I've seen a little bit of the weather archetype. They're cool, but not something I'll ever use. It's fairly new archetype, so You can only act. Oh, sorry. You can only control the weather rainbow canvas. This is a continuous trap card. The weather effect monsters you in your main monster zones of this card's column and its adjacent columns gain this effect. If your opponent controls a monster, you can banish this card, special summon the weather monster with a different name from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon other monsters from the deck for the rest of this turn. Okay. We got our pendulum card. What is this? Zephraniel Secret of the Yin Yang. Give you a closer look. It's a worm type pendulum monster. Normal effect. When this card is pendulum summoned, or when this card is destroyed by battle or a card effect, while in your monster zone, you can add one Yang Zhang or Zephyr spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of this card once per turn. And pendulum effect, you cannot pendulum summon monsters except Yang Zing and Zephyr monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Yang Zhang. Did I say yin yang? You know what I mean. Okay. Okay. The next video will be opening some Pokemon cards, but that will go a little bit faster. Didn't get much Pokemon stuff. Okay. Frame Lord Omega. 2800 attack, 2200 defense. So psychic type, synchro. It requires one tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters to summon. Once per turn during the main phase, you can banish both this face-up card from the field and one random card from your opponent's hand face-up until your next standby phase. Once per turn during your opponent's standby phase, you can target one banished card, return it to the graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one other card in the graveyard, shuffle both that card and this card from the graveyard into the deck. The effect doesn't really wow me like that. Okay. It's not old, but like it's only this card been out for like the past like several years, but it's got gold trim on it, so let's make it very unique on its own. Trashula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. 2700 attack, 2000 defense. Dragon synchro type. Requires one tuner and plus two or more non-tuner monsters to summon. When this card is synchro summoned, you can banish up to one card each from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard. That card in the hand is chosen at random. Okay. Prank Kids Lamp Seas. 1500 attack, 500 defense. Pyro type. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for the fusion or link summon of a Prank Kids monster, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Then you can special summon one Prank Kids monster from your hand or deck in defense position, except Prank Kids Lamp Seas. You can only use this effect once per turn. Phantom Knight's Break Sword. 2,000 attack, 1,000 defense. Kind of looks like the Headless Horseman a little bit. Exceeds monster requires 2 level 3 monsters to summon. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 card you control and 1 card your opponent controls. Destroy them. If this exceeds summon card destroys, if this exceeds summon card is destroyed, you can target 2 the Phantom Knights monsters with the same name. With the same level in your graveyard, special summon them and increase their levels by 1. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except dark monsters. Okay, nice little gold trim magic card. Continuous spell card. Curse of Eldelin. You cannot declare attacks except with zombie monsters. You can only use each of the following effects of Curse Edlin. Once per turn. Effect 1, you can pay 800 life points and add 1 Eldritch monster or 1 golden land spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. Effect 2, if this card is sent from the spell and trap card zone to the graveyard, you can send 1 Eldritch monster or 1 golden land spell or trap card from your deck to your graveyard. Really like the look of this. You really cannot tell that's like meant for zombies. Okay. Kagemucha Knight. 0 attack and defense. When you normal summon a level 3 monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Cannot be used as a synchro material. Nice. I need some Raid Raptors. I loved Raid Raptors. Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon. One of the best ones, too. 3,500 attack, 2,000 defense. Exceeds a winged beast monster. Yeah, closer look. Requires 3 level 10 winged beast monsters to summon, or using rank up magic type cards. Unaffected by other cards' effects, you can detach 1 material from this card. For the rest of this turn, all monsters your opponent controls loses 1,000 attack. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. If this card has Raid Raptor monster as material, it gains this effect. Once per turn during the end phase, you can make all monsters your opponent controls lose 1,000 attack. Also, if your opponent controls a face-up monster, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. Give us a closer look. Love the Raid Raptors. Okay. Oh, them. Okay, another link monster, Scrap Wyvern. 1,700 attack, requires 2 links. Dragon link monster. Okay, long text. Here we go. Requires 2 monsters, including a scrap monster, to summon. You can target 1 scrap monster in your graveyard, special summon it, then destroy 1 card you control. If another face-up scrap monster is destroyed by card effect while you control this monster, except during the damage step. You can special summon one scrap monster from your deck, then destroy one card on the field. You can only use this effect once per turn. Scrap Dragon. 2800 attack, 2000 defense. Dragon type synchro monster. Requires one tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. Once per turn, you can target one card you control and one card your opponent controls. Destroy them. When this card is in your possession, is destroyed by your opponent's card and sent to the graveyard. Target one non-synchro scrap monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target. Cyber's Gadget. 1400 attack, 300 defense. Okay. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one level 2 or lower monster in your graveyard. Special summon it in defense position, but its effects are negated. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one gadget token. Cyber's Light level 2 attack and defense 0. You can only use this effect once per turn. Another gold trim. Sky Striker Ace Rose. 1500 attack and defense. Like the look of this card. If a Sky Striker Ace monster is normal or special summon, except Rose, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. If an opponent's monster in the extra monster zone is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of your card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. Then you can negate the effects of one face-up monster your opponent controls until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. So it's a part of an archetype, Sky Striker Ace. Ooh, another gold trim, and it's one of the best. Red Eyes Black Dragon. 2400 attack, 2000 defense. Oh, and it's a hollow. Dragon type normal. A ferocious dragon with a deadly attack. I love Red Eyes. Prank Kiss Fancies. Thunder type 0 attack, 2000 defense. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for a fusion or link summon of a Prank Kids monster, you can send one Prank Kids card from your deck to the graveyard except Fancies. Then you can special summon one Prank Kids monster from your hand or deck in defense position except Fancies. You can only use this effect once per turn. Okay, Shooting Code Talker. Cyber's Link effect, 2300 attack, Link 3. 2 or more Cyber's monsters is required as part of the Link summon. At the start of your battle phase, you can activate this effect. This battle phase, this card can make attacks on your opponent's monster up to the number of monsters this card currently let me take a closer look. Currently points to +1. This card, but this turn, when it attacks your opponent's only monster, this card loses 400 attack during the damage calculation only. At the end of, I can't read. What's wrong with me? Let me start over. Whew. At the start of your battle phase, you can activate this effect. This battle phase, this card can make attacks on your opponent's monsters up to the number of monsters this card currently points to +1. But this turn, when it attacks your opponent's only monster, this card loses 400 attack during that damage calculation only. At the end of each battle phase, you can draw cards equal to the number of monsters this card destroyed by battle this turn. So it's only pointing forward, backward, and to the left. Okay, I got one more. Well, hello. Rainbow Neos. 4,500 attack, 3,000 defense. Requires 1 elemental Neos and one ultimate crystal monster, or rainbow dragon, what it used to be, to fusion summon. Once per turn, you can activate one of these effects. Effect 1, send 1 monster you control to the graveyard. Shuffle all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. Effect 2, send 1 spell or trap card you control to the graveyard. Shuffle all spell and trap cards your opponent controls into the deck. Effect 3, send 1 card from the top of your deck to the graveyard. Shuffle all cards your opponent controls. Shuffle all cards from your opponent's graveyard to the deck. Majesty's Fiend. Fiend type monster, 2,400 attack, 1,000 defense. Cannot be special summoned. Neither player can activate monster effects. Hello. Gold Trim Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. 3,500 attack, 3,200 defense. Okay, what does it say? Cannot be normal summon or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing 2 dinosaur monsters from your graveyard. Once per turn during the main phase, you can destroy 1 monster in your hand or field, and if you do, change all face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense position. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. And if you do, send that defense position monster to the graveyard. Very powerful. Oh man, I love the feel of this too. Like, if you ever get one of these, just feel it a little bit because it just feels nice. The gold trim and the hollow at the same time. Even the level stars is like, it's just like the, I forgot what you call it. Just like the kind of raised kind of feel. Prank Kids Meow Meow Mew. Very cute. Requires 1 link, 1,000 attack, rock link effect. Requires 1 level 4 or lower Prank Kids monster to summon. You can only link summon Prank Kids Meow Meow Mew once per turn. If a Prank Kids monster you control would tribute itself to activate its effect during your opponent's turn, you can banish this card you control or from your graveyard instead. You can only use this effect once per turn. Okay, gold trim. Eld Elixir of Black Awakening. Sounds like a ritual summon type of name. Special summon one zombie monster from your hand or deck in defense position, but if you control no Eldritch monster, you can only special summon Eldritch monsters with this effect. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except zombie monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, set one golden land spell or trap card directly from your deck. You can only use this effect once per turn. Man, love the feel of these gold trim hollows. I got a lot of prank kids stuff. Don't even see any value in prank kids archetype. Prank kids pandemonium. Quick effect. During the main phase, fusion summon one prank kid's fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot normal or special summon monsters except prank kids monsters. Number 1, Numeron Gate Axiom. A machine type Xyz monster. 1000 attack, 100 defense. Requires 3 level 1 monsters to summon. Cannot be destroyed by a battle. At the end of the damage step, if this card battle an opponent's monster, you can detach one Xyz material from this card. Double the attack of all Numeron monsters you currently control until the end of this turn. I see, this is the reason why it's hard for some people to read these texts, because you don't need to add currently controls. You just say like double the attack of all Numeron monsters you control until the end phase. Well, you don't have to say currently control. And that is it for like the maximum gold, at least for now. At some point I'll probably get more maximum gold cards. But yeah, let me put my camera back 1 second. Okay, that was the video of the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG card unboxing for the Cyber Strike and the El Dorado. There will be more unboxings in the future at some point, but like I said, it's gonna probably be like a little while. It just depends on my feeling if I need to get more cards. I don't want to just like go crazy with trying to get more cards. It's just like, you know, depending on like if I want to splurge one day and like, you know what, it's been like a couple of months, I want to get myself some new cards kind of situation. So yeah, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to Talkative Carl on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. I will see you guys next time for, well, at least in a few minutes once I do a quick Pokemon unboxing. So stay tuned for that. And follow links in the description, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.